there are about 20 different seasons when you live in the South. Part of that is winter, fake spring, second winter, second fake spring, spring, and then the pollinating. Everything just goes poof, and we have all kinds of vegetation, and there's so much pollen in the air that everyone's car turns yellow and the ocean turns yellow. It's disgusting. I've never had seasonal allergies, but I am getting waffled. I can barely say. And I've never had them, but you get dizzy because your ears are all congested. What a mess. I'm upset that I don't feel good. I'm more upset that a plant was able to take me down. Like, this is not, I should be able to put in a stronger fight. And then, we still gotta wear these in North Carolina. So you can't breathe as it is. I'm walking around showing Hazel, I'm like, oh, it's fun. Happy Monday, everybody. April is a time for the pollinating, and also the time where my feed in Evil Book, Facebook, fills up with nothing but photos of men I know posed as turkey gynecologists holding the feet of a dead carcass, and they are so joyful about it. The whole feed, that's all I get throughout the month of April because it's turkey season, and they are just so excited to be out there hunting a bird that is just trying to do what they do every day, which is chase tail. I mean, I thought y'all had a brotherhood about that sort of thing. Wingman, no pun intended. If you ask a guy to take a photo with you, you get nothing but grief. Like, come on, babe, like, let's just, You give him the back end of a dead horny bird and he is just all teeth, ear to ear, happy as can be. You could be sitting right next to a man for an hour in the car. He didn't hear a word you say, but he can hear a turkey calling from 10 miles away. They go in the fridge. The bottle of ketchup or hot sauce can be this close to their face. They can't see it. They can say, babe, where's the? But they can see a turkey while going 70 miles per hour down the highway, all the way back in that field. Amazing. They're such a complex, evolved mammal. They are. This southern man. I forgot what this video is about. Wednesday. We've done several master classes about video editing, photo editing, other things. And we're going to do one on Wednesday, a shorter one, because I can't speak or breathe. I recently did that video about the abandoned farmhouse where I got the house's history and then the really cool photos, and we went walking all through it, even though it's getting close to the point where one more hurricane is going to push it over. But there was a lot of curiosity about the photos, and so I thought I'd do a master class on finding old historic buildings that may be abandoned, or some that aren't. I've done both. You've seen all over the country. So locating them, and that may sound like it's easy to do, but I'll tell you, when I post photos, especially around Wilmington, of old farmhouses, or there's a mansion here that has a spiral staircase, and I have broken into it many a times, and people always like, where is that? Where did you find that? And it's like, it's in the center of town. It's very obvious. But we don't pay attention to these buildings until they're gone. And especially here in Hurricane Alley, nobody gives a damn about our old historic homes until one gets knocked down, and they're like, why didn't we preserve it? Like, well, you had 100 years. 100 years. I have to relocate because one of our deputies just pulled in next to me, and I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna take a picture of me shooting a video, talking to myself in the car, and text message it to me with something stupid. So I just need to get away from him. So 1 second. Much better, much safer. Now I have a Starbucks behind me for people who seem to never need to get to work fast, but can afford a $5 coffee. So we're going to go through how to find the buildings and then how to track down the history. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I'm pretty good at finding out more about the whole story of the home. And then legal implications. When are you trespassing? When are you not? If you get caught, how to handle it. Urban exploring is not high on the crime list. I'm I'm a huge fan of the law. Everyone knows that. Team Blue. But it's not like up there with, say, doing cocaine. Speaking of doing cocaine, I got to deal with this allergy thing. I got that snorty stuff, which you will see noises when you put that up your nose. I have no idea how people do cocaine. If I ever go in for a hard drug, it will not be that. Oh my gracious. Okay, trespassing. And then I'm going to take those photos because the biggest challenge with photographing abandoned buildings and just old buildings in general is it's dark on the inside, reference no electricity or light. And even in historic homes, they're shadowy. They don't have recessed lighting in the top. They tend to be kind of dark and cavey. They were built 100 years ago. So photographing them is not as simple as going in with your iPhone and just taking a couple snapshots. There's actually quite a bit of production work on the back end, and they're a little bit nerve-wracking to shoot. One, because you may go through a floorboard. We'll also talk about safety. I have almost gone through several floors. You can prepare as much as you want, but you have no idea what the structure is under your feet. So how to deal with that. And when I've taken other people with me, which I try not to do just because, frankly, it's too much liability, you know, they'll go in and start shooting with their phone and their pictures look terrible. And that's because even when I photograph with my equipment, and I'll go through the equipment that I use, you get an image that looks almost pitch black in a lot of cases. And so I'll show you what kind of software and how you can actually bring out more than what the human eye can see. And that is the most fun for me. Allison has often made the comment if we go break into something and when we're finished, you know, I'm in a rush to get back. And she'll always say, like, there she is, happier than a pig in shit. Because I am. There's this reveal when I take an image that's almost completely dark, and then I can pull all the little details out. And then my true joy is when I get to post them and share them with everybody, because they are fascinated by them. And I think our historic old buildings are beautiful, and they're remarkable in that they were constructed without power tools. And I think I may not be able to save with tools and contractors, every single one of them, but having that image is my contribution to historic preservation. Because even if they all get mowed down, we'll always be curious for hundreds and hundreds of years after me, what it looked like and what the story was. And if that's lost, then no one will ever know. And I think we should, these are pieces of history. It's art you can live in, and that's worth saving and photographing and documenting. So the masterclass will be Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be $10. Not a lot. You do have to PayPal in advance. If you're not going to show up, I notice on the master classes, I'll get like 50, entry forms or emails about it. And then people want the link without having paid, and this is not my first rodeo. So go ahead and email me at the email address below, and I'll PayPal you a request for the $10, and you will learn everything that I can possibly teach you about this kind of historic preservation and documentation. You'll learn a little bit about photo editing, and then just how to stay safe and also be respectful of these buildings if you find them, and how to find them. So I will see y'all all stuffed up Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Bye, weirdos.